Hi everyone, my name's Elaine Cowan and I'm an Apprenticeship Delivery Manager at Lloyds Banking Group. I'm really excited to talk to you today about apprenticeships within Lloyds Banking Group, and I'm joined today by Matt Latimer, who's one of our apprentices. Now, Matt is a finance analyst and he's currently doing the Level 4 Accountancy Technician Apprenticeship. So we'll be hearing a little bit more from Matt a bit later on. So today, we wanted to just chat to you a little bit about apprenticeship. So from a Lloyds Banking Group perspective, we've really embraced apprenticeships, and they are a real fantastic opportunity, not only for us, but also for anybody who wants to upskill and learn new skills and actually do a real job and get paid at the same time. So within Lloyds Banking Group, we've got around 1,700 colleagues currently on apprenticeship programs, and we run 30 different programs ranging from level 2 apprenticeships all the way to level 7. And you can see some of our colleagues there on the screen behind me and also up here on the slide. So we really are having a lot of success with our programs, and we've already had 514 colleagues complete their apprenticeship in the last year, and over 30% of them are achieving a distinction. So for us, it's such a great investment for us, and investing in our colleagues as well in terms of their development. We see that colleagues tend to stay with us for longer, they're more engaged, and they're more likely to achieve a promotion as well. So some really great benefits for us within Lloyds Banking Group for our apprentices. So for those of you that are unsure about what an apprenticeship is, it is a government approved vocational learning qualification programme, and within that you do get a nationally recognised and professional qualification. And when we talk to Matt, he will talk about that and the programme that he's on a little bit later. But, you know, there's lots of things that spring to mind when we think about apprenticeships. But often we don't always think that apprenticeships might lead to a career in whatever it is that you want to go down in terms of whatever path. And we do have colleagues within the group that they're on their third apprenticeship with us. So it really is a great opportunity. Why would you might be thinking, why would you want to do an apprenticeship instead of going to uni or going straight into full-time work? Well, for us, if you were to join us on an apprenticeship program, you would actually gain work experience. And this isn't sort of making the tea and doing odd jobs. This is actually a real live role. And at the same time as you're learning new skills, knowledge and behaviours, you'll actually be earning as well, which is great to hear, isn't it? And we do pay all of our apprentices the same wage as permanent colleagues that are doing exactly the same job. The great thing about our apprentices and our apprenticeships is what we've seen is that colleagues come and join us on an apprenticeship, and then they've got so many more career prospects and opportunities available to them. So if you think of it as a foot into the door of Lloyds Banking Group, then you could potentially carve out a whole career with us. And Lloyds Banking Group has got 60,000 employees, so there's lots and lots of different areas within the bank that you might be interested in. But we do get lots of feedback on our programs, and as you can see from the quotes below on the slide, colleagues have said that the apprenticeships had a massive impact on their personal development and giving them the opportunity to learn some key skills that they'll carry throughout their career. So if you're thinking, what does the recruitment process look like? What we do within Lloyds Banking Group is we're not so interested in your grades and things like that and what you achieved in your exams. It's more about understanding your potential. So what we try and do through our recruitment process is understand what energises you and motivates you, and understand what the things are that you're doing really well. So we use something called a strengths-based approach. And what that does is it measures your natural engagement and motivation, which to us are just as important as whether you're capable of doing the role, because we want to make sure that you're a great fit for the role that you've applied for. So the first stage for all of our recruitment is to do an online test. And if you get through that stage, then the next step will be a video interview. And that's very likely at the moment to be a virtual video interview rather than face to face. And for some of our higher level programs, you will be required to attend an assessment centre with other applicants as well. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that. What happens at the assessment centre is you have an interview, just you, one-to-one, and as I've said, that will be strengths-based interview, and it's just pretty much a standard sort of interview format. Then what we do is we put you into groups to see how you work together, and often it's like a sort of problem solving activity or a team building type of exercise. And the aim of that isn't to sort of see who shouts the loudest, etc., but it's more seeing how you interact with others, seeing, you know, whether you include everybody, etc. So it's just seeing how you work together as a group. And then right at the end, you'll have to do a 5 to 10 minute presentation in front of the interviewers, and we'll tell you what that topic is. So just to give you a bit of an idea of what our recruitment process consists of. And as I've said, the really important thing with us, we're a really inclusive organisation. So we just want you to be yourself, you know, let your personality shine through. Don't try and be what you think we might want you to be or what you've got in mind, but just be yourself. You know, you always learn from difficult moments and challenges, and most of all mistakes. Other advice I'd give to you is do a little bit of research of our company and our values as well. You can find all of that information on our website, and also listen to the feedback that you've been getting and understand the process prior to starting it. So be natural, don't overthink, and relax and breathe and be yourself. So if you are interested and you like the sound of coming to work with us, there's lots more information out there for you. So here's some case studies that I've just included on this slide. I'd like to introduce you to Anne Fernay. She is a data analyst apprentice, and she will talk, if you click through, a little bit more about her experience and what she's learned and the importance of giving back. Then there's Billy, who's working in our internal audit team. He came to us straight from sixth form to do an audit apprenticeship. And when he finishes, he's actually going to have a master's equivalent. So that's great for Billy. And then there's Che, who was thinking about going to uni. Then he decided to come and work with us on an apprenticeship instead. And now he's actually earning his own money. And he's decided that going into work was the right decision for him. So we do have lots of actual opportunities available at the moment. So if I click through, this is the website that you need to look at, www.lloydsbankinggrouptalent.com. So I'm just going to click through to that now, and hopefully it will take me through to the site as it moves through, and you'll be able to see that we have actually got some real live vacancies at the moment that you can apply for. So if you were to follow that link, you can see this takes you through to our group talent site, and if you were to click on apprentices, as you can see there, there's lots of...
Stop, sorry, Elaine, it hasn't loaded on the screen. It's still, I can still only see the three. Shay Wilmot.
Right, okay, that's okay. I think it's just gonna, I'll just move on. I think it might be because I'm that, so I'll just go back. Just go back to that 1 second. I'll just share my screen and you can see the opportunities that are there. Here we go. Okay, coming up now, and I'm hoping that you can see that. You can see that okay. So yeah, if you go into that site, and there's lots of information there, meet our apprentices, all the details of our apprenticeships and how to apply. And then if you click on the Apply Now button, this will take you to a screen which should show you all of our live vacancies, of which there are a few in lots of different locations up and down the country. So I'm hoping that this is just going to come up quickly. But just while I'm waiting for that to come up, here we go. It's just coming up now. There we go. And if we scroll down, you'll be able to see the live vacancies will just pop up. There you go. So you can see at the moment we've got some roles in Lloyds Bank Corporate Markets, school leaver apprenticeships. We've got another one here in the islands, in Jersey, and another one here, another school leaver apprenticeship, finance apprenticeship, and an internal audit school leaver apprenticeship. So lots of real live roles that are there for you to apply for. So I'd encourage you to have a look at those. So now I'm going to hand over to Matt, who's going to tell you a little bit about his experience working with us in Lloyds Banking Group and as an apprentice.
Brilliant. Thank you, Elaine. Yeah, so hi, my name's Matt. I'm currently a level 4 finance analyst apprentice at Lloyds Banking Group. I work currently in the group corporate treasuries reporting and analytics team. So the treasury is kind of like the bank's bank. And I started back in October 2020 with a cohort of 5 of us all coming into the same team. So I'm actually a bit of an older apprentice. So I did actually go to university, and during the pandemic, I decided I wanted a bit of a career change, and decided, because I've really enjoyed doing analytics in my old job, I thought I'd try and do something where I could really focus on that a little bit more. So when I saw the apprenticeship for a finance analyst come up, I really jumped at the opportunity, and I haven't looked back since. So I did actually go through a similar application process of what Elaine just mentioned. So if anyone does have any questions about that, I'm more than happy to answer it as someone who's been on the other side of the desk for it. But the role itself has been brilliant. As Elaine said, the apprenticeship is actually doing proper work. So you do a full day's work and then study at the same time. So I'm currently studying for a CIMA qualification. So that's an accountancy qualification, and it stands for the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. So it's internationally recognised. So after I finish, if I want to leave Lloyds, not that I'm planning on doing it, that qualification will be recognised around the world. But I'm also doing a full-time job doing meaningful work at the same time. So, and it really is hitting the ground running as well. So I don't have any background in finance. When I started, my degree was actually in ancient history, so something completely unrelated to what I do at the moment. So again, they're not expecting you to be a maths whiz if you are looking at going into something like this. It really is based around you as a person and the application process. But when I started, within a couple of weeks of me joining the team, I was asked to take on the weekly reporting. And originally that felt very daunting, like coming in and having to take in all of this information, terms that I didn't really recognize, processes that I didn't really understand. But it really gave me the opportunity to push myself, and the work's really gone on since then. So I've put myself forward to present to senior leaders. So I've done quite a lot of quite technical presentations to the finance director, which has been really great. And again, something I wouldn't have expected myself to be able to do. I've done quite a lot of like high intensity analytics work on the daily liquidity reporting team recently as part of my current one. And I've also been able to get involved in really large scale projects that affect the whole of the bank as well. So that's been really, really cool. And the support from the team as well has been absolutely fantastic. Everyone in the team that I work in is really behind us as apprentices. They really want us to succeed at it, and will go out of their way to book in extra time to go through things that you don't necessarily understand or new concepts for you. And also will really actively want you to get involved with the stuff that they're working on. So we're not treated as anything different. We are full team members. And expected to do the same level of work as a lot of our colleagues, but our colleagues also treat us with the same respect as they would for anyone else. So it's been fantastic to be able to work and to be able to study at the same time. It is challenging. There's a lot of kind of doing a 9 until 5 full intense working day, and then logging off and immediately going on to do CIMA revision. But it's been really rewarding because they do complement each other as well. And I know a lot of other apprentices in different parts of the bank feel the same way. So for example, things that I'll learn in lectures will be immediately applicable to my day-to-day role, and stuff that I do in my day-to-day role will also kind of help unlock certain parts of the lectures as well. So it has been really, really useful. I've actually got my last exam in the next couple of weeks for this level of the apprenticeship, so I'm looking forward to getting it out of the way. But it also means that I can move on to the level 7 stage, which should hopefully take me all the way up to being chartered. So again, it's a kind of master's level qualification. And it's been brilliant to be able to do this and get a real concrete, tangible qualification, but being able to work and continue with career progression at the same time. So if anyone is thinking about going for it, I really recommend you, even if you don't think that, if you're not, the best at maths or the best at those traditional skills that people might think that they need to do in finance. coming from that background, I'd really recommend going for it. It's an incredibly interesting role. It's one of the best career decisions that I've ever made. So if you are thinking about it, I'd definitely apply for it.
Brilliant. Thanks, Matt. It's really interesting. Thanks for sharing your story. So thanks for listening to us today. What we're going to do now is open up the chat to see if anyone's got any questions for us, which we'd be happy to answer.